Hello, beautiful souls. I decided I finally jump on and do a live as I've been so busy doing a lot of other things. So, first of all, welcome to my channel. I'm Carola. I'm a soul mender. I have just published some beautiful cards. I'll just turn that down. Which are called the Looking Glass Oracle. I will hold them up. Here they go. They're for taking your sovereignty back, to stand in your truth, and to get answers to all the crap that's going on in our world right now, the clown shows of the world. But what I want to talk about today is, so this is my business card. I'm based in Hervey Bay, Australia. And yes, it's been interesting. So the Looking Glass, I have another deck which I collaborated with the magical beings, and there's another deck coming out called the Gratitude deck. I also am in a beautiful magazine called the Oracle Me magazine. I don't know if you can see that. It's just there. So eventually I'll put all the links about, but in the moment I'm more on Facebook than YouTube because that's my main platform. I'm a spiritual artist also. I draw beings, I see beings, a person who loves the truth. So not to beat around a bush and stuff like that. So I'm going to do some readings with the Oracle card but I'm really interested to work in the feminine energy of basically what's going on with it, how backwards everything has gone, and no one is talking about it basically. So it's pretty scary. I was just scrolling. I just want to find something on here is the beautiful news is I'll also be nominated into the the 2025 Spiritual Leaders Award, doing Oracle card readings, which is amazing. So I wanted to just play this for a minute. This is what we created for our deck. So, through the crack in the mirror, I take my last chance. Through the looking glass I go, beyond the mask, the hidden show. Truth is calling, truth I find. No more illusions cloud my mind. Puppet strings cut, whispers fade, false idols crumble, powers sway. The seekers rise, the veils fall down. I stand in truth, I wear no crown. Through the looking glass I go beyond. Isn't that beautiful? So I just wanted to share that. That's the song for my cards. So it's not available for sale anywhere, just so you know. It was actually created for the Looking Glass Oracle deck, which is beautiful. And a big thank you, a shout out to Sarah Jade, who's my publisher. She's a publisher, Oracle magazine as well, the Oracle Me magazine. And she's Australian, so all our products have the Australian square on it. And also everything is printed in Australia, and it's quite beautiful to have a publisher who's so devoted to us who want to achieve something in the world to print. So we're very blessed to have such a beautiful person here in Australia. So with that said, let's get on. So I want to talk about the feminine energy because we're getting so attacked. I'm going to leave my phone because my car's getting the camera put in the back because it broke. So in case they ring me. So then I have to run away. So I just wanted to say that basically is of how I'm seen, and this has been creeping in for quite a long time, is they pretend there is a lot of freedom, yet everything in a feminine energy, like what I see around me, is getting so suppressed. So even other females are suppressing other females, and I find that very sad, really, because we all need to stand in our own power and learn. So whether it's through closing religion, whatever the case may be. But one thing that really concerns me in this world at the moment, how many people that do really dirty things and disgusting things to little ones and are getting off, and it's getting scrubbed under, like they're normalizing it basically. So, and that breaks my heart, because I think every human being, no matter what size, and the innocence of children shouldn't be corrupted by greedy people who decide that they can do that to overpower someone that young. Anyway, with that said, so we're going to do some readings. So with the oracle, with this deck, you can do a lot of personal readings with this, or you can basically do world readings. They're very good for world readings. With personal readings, unless you're really in tuned of how to do the readings with it, it takes a little bit of time to get used to. So I do have other cards here I'm going to read with as well, probably depending on the time, because this is not going to be a very long video today, because I've got to teach a class tonight and pick my car up when they're ring. So let's go. And some house rules. If this doesn't resonate, please draw past. This is all for entertainment purposes only. How you take it is up to you. If you do leave any comments, please don't leave rude ones. This is for humanity to grow and understand where we're at and how we can move forward in this crazy world that we live in. All right, so about me, I'm a psychic, I'm a medium, I'm a channeler, I'm a spiritual artist. I can even connect to animals. So they're my favorite things. And I love people when I do things that they take their own power back and do the healing and become their sovereign self. That's my biggest wish for humanity. Okay, I do love anything to do with Merlin also, so that's one of my other things that I'm really passionate about. And I love reading. I've got many books here, but my biggest wish is to find inner peace and peace on this planet, because it doesn't need to be like this. So all right, let's have a look. So there's a rumor going around that BlackRock is in trouble, getting exposed for things. So what we're going to do is BlackRock getting exposed for the bullying that they do around the world. Let's ask it that way. Okay, so I'm just going to spray a little bit more spray. This is made in Australia. It's a clearing spray. It's made by a beautiful friend of mine. It's called Beyond the Mist Clearing Spray. I love it. Right. Anyway, let's get back into this. All right. So we have in the moment, so we're asking about BlackRock. Right. So I can put this down if you want to see the cards. If that, no, it doesn't work very well. Never mind. I need to work out how I can get more cameras. Okay, in a moment. So we have pulled the card, the shadow beings, okay? And it's interesting is, so going into Black Rock, how many shadow beings are in there? You know, how many entities are attached to this tentacle that has this the tentacles in everything. It's quite interesting. That means in humanity ways we haven't had our guard says, also I've got the harvesting card. Okay, so I'll pull the card. It's pretty dark. So and they also stalk. So if you don't agree with something to do, they become. So with the shadow beings, the harvested and the stalker is basically, to me, it shows me that they do anything for power. They don't care how they get it. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care who they exploit. They don't care how the money is made, whether it's through unethical things like, which is more underground with blood, organs, energy, stuff like that is, and it also shows you not all monsters hide, somewhere smiles. So, which is very true. The obsession is to be in control and take away your boundaries, so they don't have any healthy boundaries. They just basically is want to take everything, and they stalk you until they do. Or it's like, yeah, it's quite interesting. Okay, we have our looking glass. So for us to see for us to see ahead in the realities, because everything has been tampered with, and it's it has reincarnation loops, the full narrative with it. We are actually awakening so much to so much of the truth that we basically have a nine. And well, to me, is I've got the final breath here, so there's a lot of things coming to an ending, even with BlackRock. So I feel of the visions I've had lately, how we're in an energy of where all the truth is so much, so close to the surface, is on the surface is, but there's a lot of people trying to bury it, because I feel that a lot of the truth is too dark for humanity to even deal with. Even that we want to see the truth, I feel that some things are better not to be fully exposed because of the emotional turmoil involved with it, is because it's so deep, dark, and ugly. Because when you see something, you can't unsee, basically. So to me, it's about that kind. Is what do you really want to see in this life? Where do you want to go? How do you understand that this ugliness has been going on for quite a while? Okay. So I see the final breath. So there are structures in there. Is, see, for this to all collapse, the system, or however it's been created, is a system is there for creation, and it is not for you to feel comfortable with. It's for that. Basically, they turned the system into a system where they strip us of everything, while they take everything. It's sort of like hoarding, you know. Anyway, so remember, entertainment purposes only. What else is there to see besides the final breath? The identity crisis. So when something collapses or something falls or something goes poof, is there's a lot of identity crisis and confusion, and because a lot of humans are designed, a lot of humans don't like change, even that they say they do. So there's that with it as well. So it's about you basically taking your sovereignty back and standing in your power. So yes. So we're going to go into a subject I don't, because I love peace on earth and inner peace and stuff like that. And we need to check the wars, because remember, first we had the war in the Ukraine, and now it's between Israel and the other country, Palestine. Right? Where's that going? Right? Where are the wars going between Palestine and Israel? I feel so sad for all those people that always go homeless, that that build their lives up and then they have nothing, and the visions they have, and the healing that they will need. It is, it's weird how humanity is the only creature that I know of that destroys one another in the name of religion, in the name of politics, for entertainment purpose only. That's my opinion only. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at the war. What do we need to know more about? So the truth seekers are actually coming to the truth of the matter, and the puzzles are all getting put together, what's actually going on. So, which is very good in a lot of ways. There's a big underworld with all this. So I see tunnels, I see there's more to it. So it's an underworld market, basically. Okay. Where, yes, they feed you digital breadcrumbs just to keep you occupied and busy. There's a lot of identity crisis going on now in those war-stricken areas. It's all about money, not lives. It's about money. It's all by design. And then they're harvesting your lives basically through this. Okay. So it's pretty deep. Is there anything else that we need to know? So this is a karmic pattern, a karmic return on top of it. So something that was lost is returned, something that's coming back, something will shine a light on it because it's a tunnel. So so the truth is circling back, an old truth, an old soul, like it's like the contracts, the memories are resurfacing. So there's a lot of people waking up to it, that what is out there is not always what it seems. So yeah, it's quite interesting. I want to talk about a little bit about karma as well. There's so much information out there is that we're in a karmic trap. I actually did a really good art piece on it, and the art piece actually shows is when you talk about the God energy and the God thing, some people go, if you're going towards a light, will take you into a trap. See, to me, a God energy is an energy. It's nothing. It's all like, imagine yourself floating on the cloud, right? Say you're in meditation and you get taken meditation and you float on a cloud into nothingness. That's what it feels like. You're into this nothingness that knows everything. It's all it's peaceful, it's love, it's just beautiful, and you're in this peaceful state of being, floating into this beautiful energy of nothingness. That's, for many years I've always taken a lot of people in meditation there, and it's quite beautiful. But it's up to each individual how they want to see God. Is don't follow things that hurt other people. God doesn't came here to punish people. That is an egotistical person, someone who tries to be God. If you read a book, okay, say it's a Bible, other books that's supposed to be spiritual books, any book on religion, I won't, because I don't want to get flagged. So imagine you're reading this book and all of a sudden it's telling you that women need to cover up. Where's their sovereignty? Isn't that an egotistical man's word? Can you imagine that in some countries they marry kids under the age of 10? That's very disgusting. That means they have no respect for that other human being, being so innocent. So your understanding is, and I'm not anti anything, so I don't want people to go, oh, you're anti this. No, I'm not. I'm basically being truthful, logical, and how I see it as a female, how little people are getting so abused in this world, and the patterns of it, and how it's hidden in certain things, so you can't speak about it. It's not right. So I don't care. To me, is how I see it is very sad that is going on, and to strip a feminine energy continuously of their self-worth and calling them names and infidels or whatever the case may be, it's disgusting. And to me, it has nothing to do with anything being anti. Is that where that comes from has no respect for the sovereignty of another human being, right? They've already caged that human being into judgment. And how does that work? So, yeah, so there's a lot to think about. It's not all green, all that black and white sometimes. There's a lot to think about. So, okay, I wanted to talk about the Epstein that everyone is so upset about. I don't feel, of what I tuned in, they're going to release much of it. I feel really sad that the victims are getting victimized once again. Like, nothing has happened kind of shit. It's disgusting, right? Where are the decent man's balls to stand up for sovereignty for this world? And they don't. They just stand up. Where is it? So let's have a look at the Epstein. What is next with that woman, Maxwell, whatever her name is, that groomed so many people so disgustingly. Whether it was male or female, it's disgusting. Right, let's have a look. What do we need to know about it? There's a lot of final breath coming to it. So they want to sweep it under the carpet, get rid of it. But humanity says no to it. And it comes from the masculine energies again that want to sweep it under the carpet. There were too many souls traded in this. which I totally understand. And there needs to be a lot of cleansing done on this. A lot of victims need to be honoured, not shamed, okay? So that's all I have to say on that one. Well, I didn't want to make this video so dark. Let's talk about something more beautiful. How do we take our power back in this crazy clown world with love and kindness, standing in one's power, feeling the love, surrendering to ourselves, speaking our truth? All right, surrendering to ourselves. What do we need to know to get through this crazy, like we're in this most amazing astrological planet in the moment, which exposes a lot of truth. So it's quite interesting. So there's a lot of shit going to happen in 2025 still. But let's look at the positive side, okay? There are some. The system is slowly breaking. All right, so because we need to learn not to be deceived anymore, to step forward. That's what that card means, and it's what a beautiful card is. There's so many lies and love bombing going on, emotional manipulation, and the truth is surfacing. So this is about looking at the illusion, and you know what I find the most beautiful thing about humanity is we got this. Stop being mean to each other. We got this, right? And the next one is the identity crisis. Step back into your power. Love who you are. Heal your wounds. And there's many ways of doing it, you know. Do what resonates with you with healing, because it is so important. You may question all the confusion, the labels, anything that's clouding the truth, but step back and have a look at it, and look at it in a different way, because isn't it a good thing that things get exposed? Whether they're trying to hide it, they can't hide it anymore, but is what are we learning from it? How do we move forward? What should we do next, right? Yes. We must honour the stolen generations over so many lifetimes now. Be kind to the children. Do you know, they're human beings. They have emotions and feelings. Don't overload them with telephones and stuff like that. Is allow them to play in the dirt. Allow them to go outside, and let them have a voice. You know, they're our future, so we have to protect what's to come still. So much of humanity is getting ghosted in the moment because they don't want to hear what you got to say. They just want to bring their point across. Is if you feel a little bit ghosted, and with everything that's going on out there, remember one thing is so many of us are left unseen, unheard, erased, especially with all the crap that's going down. But do you know the most important thing in it is you are a powerful human being, and you might be ghosted for now, but this is your silence to take your power back, to step within you, to meditate, to really look at you. How can I improve myself to be a better version of myself? And I think it's an important step forward. So, yeah, that's really wonderful. The eyes won't shut. So there's a lot of things going on where people still don't realise that they have their eyes, and they won't listen, and don't want to see, you know. I guess it is their journey to open their eyes up. Their journey to learn to listen is, but remember, be kind, right? Just because they feel it, they don't know. Look, there's a lot of stuff under investigation now, and a lot of things, and one thing I like to say, always say, is to humanity is we are our own saviors. Outer beings are not going to come here and take you off this planet and save you. It's not going to be like that. It is your sovereignty, your self-worth, your knowing that this consciousness needs to change into a higher vibration. You know, people always talk about this energy splits and all these things that are happening in the world. There's two worlds. You know, whatever the case may be, whatever they believe is fine. Is all I know is if you do your work, you stand in your power, and you understand frequencies, and you understand that you are good enough, that you are the best version of yourself and doing your best. How beautiful is that? How amazing is that for you to be such a sovereign being, you know? And, you know, people will say, because they're looking for someone to love and all this, you know, fix you so you can love you, so you expand with this oozing love, because when we are in that togetherness, is we can actually give more of ourselves to help someone to come to that as well. And, you know, eventually, if you're really looking for someone, you will find the right person one day. Is we attract the brokenness in others because we're broken, and then eventually it clashes because one grows and one doesn't, and it causes a lot of relationship problems. So we have to look at that as well, just owning the relationship and what it's all about, you know, is because there's many broken human beings on this planet. So just remember that. But, you know, with all that, we are actually right on track. We are seeing and hoping to change this. And the more we put it in our consciousness, in our minds of how to create it, the more it will unravel, because it all starts with inner peace, with loving our inner peace, and us being an inner peace, not overthinking. So overthinking is a really big problem, is because our mind is so overloaded with so much information. Is maybe there's times, like even one day in your week, where you don't do that, where you have a few hours to yourself. And I taught someone this, is when these little voices sit on your shoulder or in your ear and they go, blah, 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 flick them off. So no, you're not welcome today. I'm not listening to you. I'm in my sovereign self, and I'm going to do something for myself. So that's what I got to say on that. How does that sound? So to me, to move forward now, it is the most beautiful experience is become an observer instead of always being involved in all the drama. That would bring your stress level down. Eat healthier, make healthier eating choices. And I guess that's just going back to cooking more food like we did in, you know, long ago, is because that's how they did, instead of buying everything ready made, because it's quicker. Sometimes if we actually have the time and put some love into the food, and look at the faces of the family when they're sitting on the table and eating home cooked food and shit like that, it's quite amazing actually. So being in your sovereign self is just beautiful. So it's you know, stand in the higher frequency, do some gonging. I've got a beautiful gong here. We call it the lurch gong, right? So, but it clears the energy in this whole place. Same with singing bowls. I've got heaps of them. They're beautiful to listen to. Do things that make you happy, not stressful. You know, there's enough out there, and eventually, you know, finding your inner happiness is the most beautiful, sovereign thing you can do to yourself, to realize that all those small things that you worry about right now because they're stressful, is stand back for a little bit, rebalance yourself, and just look at a different solution if that first solution doesn't work, because everything will come your way one way or the other. Help. So there's some beautiful people out there that will always help, you know. I know this journey looks like shit sometimes, but you know, there's no easy solution, or things just don't go like that. It's actually what we create, we have to look at, and are we creating our own dramas? And I have G. God, I'm getting all this stuff up here. Hang on, I just put my battery. Apparently, it's gone flat. I don't know, it was charged before. Anyway, so all the energy that we keep is quite amazing. So, well, I got to shoot off because I've got to go and get my car. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you take your sovereignty back, your love, and everything else. And just stay in your power. Is don't get too sidetracked. Become an observer more than getting involved in all the drama around the world, because it's to distract us, really, and to take sides. Is there, you know, in war there's no sides. There's just a lot of hurt people in this world where there's conflict. Is look at the conflict as an observer, not get too involved in it. That's what I'm saying, you know. That way you stay in your sovereign self and continue doing your good job that you're doing. Remember, you're amazing, you're unique, and you're very loved. Okay? Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.